our moment of triumph approaches. It's dinner time.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks of Disney's craziest villains on a scale of mildly manic to totally deranged. Twist villains are included, so watch out for spoilers.
But I don't want to go among mad people.
Oh, you can't help that. Most everyone's mad here.
Number 30. Clayton, Tarzan. Although Clayton tries hard to keep his dark side under wraps, the trigger-happy hunter can't fully disguise his foul temper and sadistic streak. He joins the Porter's research trip as a bodyguard, but his grand plan is to poach gorillas for profit.
So sorry about the rude welcome, old boy, but I couldn't have you making a scene when we put your furry friends in their cages.
Why?
Why? For £300 sterling a head.
With his total disdain for the natural world and a tendency to shoot first, ask questions later, Clayton is not exactly a calming presence. It's only in the final act of the movie that he reveals just how unhinged he really is. Tarzan may have been raised by apes, but in his last showdown with Clayton, it's obvious who has the most humanity.
Go ahead, shoot me. Be a man.
Not a man like you!
Number 29. Lady Tremaine, Cinderella. Turning your stepdaughter into a servant is undoubtedly cruel, but when Lady Tremaine starts losing her grip on Cinderella, her behavior becomes increasingly deranged.
Wait. There is something familiar about her.
When Cinderella finds herself a dress fit for the ball, her stepmother sets her daughters to rip it to shreds. When she discovers that Cinderella managed to attend the ball, she locks her in her room to hide her from the prince. When our heroine breaks free, Lady Tremaine dares to smash the glass slipper. Risking the wrath of the royals just to spite your stepdaughter? These are not the actions of a sane woman.
It seems we have time on our hands.
But I was only trying to...
Silence! Time for vicious, practical jokes.
Number 28. Dr. Facilier, the Princess and the Frog. Messing around with voodoo is always going to cause trouble, but Dr. Facilier loves a bit of chaos. The charismatic witch doctor, also known as the Shadow Man, lets his ambition to rule New Orleans lead him to some dark places, with the help of his friends on the other side.
And you have all the wayward souls your dark little heart's desire. Love that, don't you?
He's a smart man and a smooth talker, but also mad as a box of frogs. The sadistic sorcerer revels in the misfortunes of others and enjoys the fear his reputation inspires. Even while presenting a respectable face to the world, his sentient shadow reflects his true and terrifying nature.
I can read your future. I can change it around some too. I look deep into your heart and soul. You do have a soul, don't you, Lawrence? Make your wildest dreams come true.
Number 27. Gaston, Beauty and the Beast. He eats 5 dozen eggs a day, he's arrogant to the point of delusion, and when it comes to Belle, no one's as crazy as Gaston. You should probably propose to your intended before you plan a wedding, and having her father committed is not the fastest way to a girl's heart.
I might be able to clear up this little misunderstanding.
If what?
If you marry me.
What?
One little word, Belle, that's all it takes.
Never.
Gaston only becomes truly unhinged when he realizes that he's not about to get his own way. Using fear and hate to fuel the fire, he whips up an angry mob and moves to destroy his romantic rival. He taunts the Beast at his weakest, and he revels in it. But it's never really about Belle. It's all about his ego.
Were you in love with her, Beast? Did you honestly think she'd want you when she had someone like me?
Number 26. Prince Hans, Frozen. However you feel about Disney twist villains, you can't deny that the Prince Hans reveal was chilling.
Oh, Anna. If only there was someone out there who loved you.
When the stereotypical handsome prince turned out to be a stone-cold sociopath, it felt like the fairy tale world had been turned on its head. Cozying up to Anna just so he could get close enough to murder her sister and steal her throne was certainly an ambitious plan. It was less the scale of the plot and more the total lack of remorse that marked Hans out as an unbalanced individual.
As heir, Elsa was preferable, of course, but no one was getting anywhere with her. But you,
Hans.
You were so desperate for love, you were willing to marry me just like that. I figured after we'd married, I'd have to stage a little accident for Elsa.
There were no sympathetic asides for Anna, no flash of empathy or suggestion of regret. He went full evil, and you have to admire the commitment to the bit. Number 25, King Magnifico, Wish. He started as a good guy with a tragic past, just trying to make a difference. Sadly, King Magnifico let his ego get the better of him. What else is a dictator but an egomaniac with too much power?
You've completely missed the point. People come here because they know they can't make their own dreams come true. The journey is too hard, it is too unfair. They give their wishes to me, willingly, and I make it so they forget their worries.
Arrogance, greed, and paranoia all contribute to Magnifico's change from benevolent leader to tyrant, as does his use of dark magic. As he grows less sympathetic, he starts to embrace the crazy. Despite Magnifico's protests that he has the people's best interests at heart, the king begins to revel in acts of cruelty, such as destroying wishes. He can still sell a song, though.
I give and give and give and give. You'd think they'd all be content. And all I really want is just a little respect. And this is the thanks I get.
Number 24, Doris and the Bowler Hat Guy. Meet the Robinsons. One of the most deranged Disney twist villains of all time has to be the Bowler Hat Guy, aka Mike Yagubian, aka Goob, the protagonist's tiny and unassuming roommate.
I know, I'm disgusting, but one learns to love it.
How'd you end up like this?
As it transpires, Goob has been nursing an all-consuming grudge against Louis ever since he got adopted. Joining forces with an evil robotic bowler hat named Doris, the adult Goob steals a time machine and plans to use it to exact a terrible revenge.
You're right. Success is still ours for the taking. We must find that boy.
Doris is even more unhinged than her stooge, being bent on world domination. However, it's Goob who lingers with us, as a reminder to keep moving forward and not let resentment turn us into crazy obsessives in bowler hats.
No! Everyone will tell you to let it go and move on, but don't. Instead, let it fester and boil inside of you. Take these feelings and lock them away. Let them fuel your actions. Let hate be your ally, and you will be capable of wonderfully horrid things.
Number 23, Dawn Bellweather, Zootopia. She may look like a sweet civil servant, but Assistant Mayor Bellweather is more like a wolf in sheep's clothing. No offense to wolves, of course.
Underestimated, underappreciated. Aren't you sick of it?
While presenting an innocent face to the world, she plots to turn predators savage with medicinal means to turn society against them. As an added perk, she's hoping to get her boss fired and make herself mayor of all Zootopia. This extreme scheme is driven by Bellweather's prejudice and hatred. She eagerly anticipates the fear and division it will cause. In summary, she's one psychopathic sheep.
Gosh, think of the headline. Hero cop killed by savage fox.
So that's it. Prey fears predator and you stay in power?
Yeah, pretty much.
Number 22, Shan Yu, Mulan. The Han leader is the kind of villain who enjoys his work, whether he's climbing trees, burning villages, or shooting the messenger. And he's committed too. Even the Great Wall of China won't stop him.
Go! Tell your emperor to send his strongest armies. I'm ready.
In fact, Shan Yu probably takes his determination a little too far. When your army of thousands is decimated by an avalanche, you should probably stop and regroup before storming the Imperial City. With a gleam in his golden eyes and his falcon familiar at his side, Shan Yu is a terrifying presence. You can never tell what he'll do next.
It looks like you're out of ideas.
Number 21, The Horned King, The Black Cauldron. Although he's one of Disney's scariest villains, the Horned King presents as fairly cool and collected. However, his master plan is completely unhinged.
Soon the Black Cauldron will
be mine. Its evil power will course through my veins, and I shall make you cauldron-born.
Step 1. Kidnap a farm boy and his pig. Step 2. Force said pig to look into the future and tell you where a magic cauldron is. And Step 3. Use said cauldron to take over the world. Because why not?
Arise, my messengers of death. Our time has arrived.
Naturally, the Horned King is surrounded by wicked henchmen, reminiscent of Maleficent's goblin stooges, and his evil lair is a den of vice. He's got the Dark Lord aesthetic down, and he's crazy enough to enjoy it.
Only moments away from victory. My greatest triumph.
Number 20. Madam Medusa, The Rescuers. In early incarnations of The Rescuers, Disney considered bringing back Cruella de Vil as the antagonist, which may explain why Madame Medusa shares some of her crazy characteristics. Medusa may have an erratic driving style, a terrible temper, and some materialistic tendencies, but she is at least fond of animals.
My precious pets. We know who caught that ungrateful little brat, don't we?
Her pet crocs, Brutus and Nero, are her babies, which marks her out as eccentric, to say the least. The way she treats poor Penny suggests that she's a total sociopath.
Give me back my teddy bear. He's mine, he's mine.
You get down there and find the big diamond, or you will never see that teddy again!
This vindictive villainess is greedy, manipulative, and diamond-obsessed, if also a little bit fabulous. Number 19. Percival C. McLeach, The Rescuers Down Under. Like Madame Medusa, McLeach is a villain firmly rooted in reality. The poacher is a human man without magic powers or special gifts, but he's no less effective for that. Like his predecessor from the first movie, he also has a reptile familiar and a penchant for kidnapping children.
My mama called the Rangers.
Oh no, not the Rangers. What'll I do? What'll I do? Don't let your ma call the Rangers, please. My poor baby boy got eaten by the crocodiles. Boo-hoo.
While Medusa saw Penny merely as a means to an end, McLeach seems to revel in torturing his captive. His most memorable moment has to be the scene in which he suspends Cody over a ravine full of crocodiles, singing gleefully all the while. Looks like someone's got a screw loose.
Nothing personal, boy, but I wouldn't want to disappoint the Rangers. They was looking so hard for you, and now they're gonna find you.
Number 18. Judge Claude Frollo, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. At first glance, Frollo seems like a cruel and calculating kind of villain, as evidenced by his cold-hearted treatment of Quasimodo. However, it quickly becomes apparent that he's all kinds of crazy.
You know, my last captain of the guard was a bit of a disappointment to me. Well, no matter. I'm sure you'll whip my men into shape.
Unmoved by the pain of others, the judge is clearly lacking in any empathy. It's not until Esmeralda comes into the picture that he begins to lose his cool. Driven by his obsession with the Romany girl, he burns down half of Paris in an attempt to find Esmeralda and eradicate her people. In addition to being a genocidal maniac, he's also a massive creep.
What are you doing?
I was just imagining a rope around that beautiful neck.
I know what you were imagining.
Number 17. The Coachman, Pinocchio. Does there exist a more sinister villain in all of the Disney canon than the Coachman from Pinocchio? The movie has its share of bad guys, from Honest John to Stromboli the Puppet Master, but the Coachman has to be the craziest.
How would you blokes like to make some real money? Well, and who do we have to, No, nothing like that.
He's rounding up boys at Pleasure Island and tricking them into bad behavior through the seductive vices of cigarettes, pool, and fun at the fair. His end goal? Turning them into donkeys and selling them into servitude to live out the rest of their days as helpless animals. With the evidence before us, we'd say he's sick, sadistic, and more than a little unhinged.
But the law, suppose they... No, there's no risk. They never come back as boys.
Number 16. Maleficent, Sleeping Beauty. Maleficent is definitely one of Disney's most charismatic villains, and she wields more power than most. Still, it has to be said that she's not exactly sane.
Seize that creature!
Stand back, you fool!
After putting a deadly curse on a newborn baby, she spends the next 16 years obsessing over her victim and trying to track her down. And all because she wasn't invited to a christening.
You weren't wanted.
Not what? Oh dear, what an awkward situation.
Our favorite wicked fairy has an unpredictable temper and has also been known to lure princes to the woods for capture. When it comes to crazy, she saves the best for last. Maleficent in her dragon form is something to behold.
Now shall you deal with me, O prince, and all the powers of hell!
Number 15. King Candy, Wreck-It Ralph. Turbo always thought of himself as a good guy, back when he starred in the most popular game in the arcade. Neglected by his previously adoring public, he let himself be ruled by jealousy, and it sent him over the edge.
I'm Turbo, the greatest racer ever! And I did not reprogram this world to let you and that Holocaust-riddled warthog take it away from me!
Turbo turned his attention to new hunting grounds, game jumping into new territory, and eventually stealing Vanellope's throne and proclaiming himself king. As twist villains go, he was an effective antagonist with a lot of charisma. Villains who can maintain a dual personality are always more threatening, and we love to hate an unhinged king.
I'm now the most powerful virus in the arcade! I can take over any game I want. I should thank you, but it'd be more fun to kill you.
Number 14. Prince John, Robin Hood. He throws an angry tantrum when he cannot have his way, he calls for mum, sucks his thumb, and doesn't want to play.
Too late to be known as John the First, he's sure to be known as John the Worst. The fabulous, marvelous, merciful, chivalrous...
Oh, you got it all wrong, Hiss. The sniveling, groveling, weaselly me.
The people of Nottingham may mock, but Prince John is nastier than it first appears. When driven to the edge, bad King John can be a terrible tyrant, flying off the handle at the slightest provocation. If he's feeling generous, he might hike up the taxes and imprison half the local population. If he's in a really bad mood, it's the axe or the hangman's noose for whoever gets in his way. If you really want to rile him, just mention his mother.
Mother always did like Richard best.
Number 13. Captain Hook, Peter Pan. We think we can safely say that Captain Hook's long-running feud with Peter Pan is a severely unhealthy obsession. Years of taunts from the boy who never grew up, combined with crocodile-induced paranoia, has driven Hook to his wit's end. And his crew don't help much.
Roll for the ship! Roll for the ship!
This petulant pirate is quick to anger but slow to let go of a grudge. For Hook, the kidnapping and torturing of children seems a perfectly reasonable pastime. He's also a master of manipulation. But shooting a man in the middle of his cadenza, it ain't good form, you know.
Good form, Mr. Smee.
Good form! Did Pan show good form when he did this to me?
Number 12. Mother Gothel, Tangled. Mother Gothel's villainy is more subtle than many on this list, but the way she treats Rapunzel is truly unhinged.
As you know, tomorrow is a very big day.
Look in that mirror. You know what I see? I see a strong, confident, beautiful young lady. Oh, look, you're here too.
Gothel raises the princess as her own for 18 years, but still she cares nothing for her adopted daughter, aside from what she can get from her. It's the girl's power, her magical healing hair, that has Gothel in thrall. She'll do anything to hang on to that eternal youth, whether it's manipulation, murder, or locking Rapunzel in a tower for the rest of her days. Cold-hearted and narcissistic, she's untroubled by her evil deeds and seems to enjoy the hurt she inflicts.
You want me to be the bad guy? Fine. Now I'm the bad guy.
Number 11. Scar, the Lion King. Like many Disney villains, Scar's lust for power is the driving force behind some despicable decisions. He's an egomaniac with a deep resentment of his elder brother, and it makes for a deadly combo.
Long live the king.
Fratricide isn't even the worst of it. Scar cements his wicked uncle credentials by blaming Simba for his father's death before sending a pack of hyenas to hunt him down and finish him off.
Run away and never return. Kill him.
With an army of these crazed scavengers at his back, Scar wants to be king of the Pride Lands without doing any of the work. He's prepared to watch the world burn just as long as he's ruling over the wreckage.
The king undisputed, respected, saluted, and seen for the wonder I am. Yes, my teeth and ambitions are bared. Be prepared.
Number 10. Governor Ratcliffe, Pocahontas. Greed is another common denominator when it comes to Disney villains, and Governor Ratcliffe has it in spades. He's come to the New World for cold, hard cash, and that is it. Not for adventure, and certainly not to build relationships with the native people.
Wiggins, why do you think those insolent heathens attacked us?
Because we invaded their land and cut down their trees and dug up their earth.
It's the gold. They have it, and they don't want us to take it from them. Well, I'll just have to take it by force then, won't I?
Ratcliffe is a murderous manipulator, ready to spread his brand of hatred and prejudice to whoever will listen. He doesn't see Pocahontas and her people as humans of equal worth to himself. To Ratcliffe and his ilk, they are simply a problem to be dealt with, a barrier between him and the wealth he believes he is owed. And putting profit before people is surely a sign of madness, no?
Lies, all of it! Murderous thieves, there's no room for their kind in civilized society.
But this is their land.
This is my land! I make the laws here.
Number 9. Evil Queen, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Snow White's stepmother is a few apples short of a picnic, and perhaps the first sign was talking to her mirror every morning. The second sign was ordering her stepdaughter's murder just because the mirror thought she was pretty.
Take her far into the forest. Find some secluded glade where she can pick wildflowers.
Yes, Your Majesty.
And there, my faithful huntsman, you will kill her.
The queen also asks the huntsman to bring Snow White's heart in a box, which is pretty weird if you ask us. What was she gonna do with it exactly? When her first plan fails, the queen transforms herself into an old woman and tracks down her escaped victim, bent on finishing the job. She's definitely dedicated, but also certifiably insane.
Thirsty? I'll drink!
Number 8. Professor Ratigan, the Great Mouse Detective. He's a rat who likes to think he's a mouse, and he's based on Sherlock Holmes' nemesis, Professor Moriarty. So of course Ratigan is stark raving mad.
From the brain that brought you the Big Ben caper, the head that made headlines in every newspaper, and wondrous things like the Tower Bridge job, that cunning display that made Londoners sob. Now comes the real tour de force.
His wicked henchman Fidget is pretty scary too, but Ratigan is even more unhinged. This criminal mastermind spends most of his time concocting devious schemes to outwit Basil of Baker Street when he's not playing the proud papa of his giant pet cat, Felicia. This frightening feline helps dispose of Ratigan's enemies, but being himself, as he would put it, a very big mouse, she's a crazy choice of pet.
Did Daddy's little honey bun enjoy her tasty treat?
I trust there will be no further interruption.
Number 7. Cruella de Vil, 101 Dalmatians. With her black and white hair, a name that sounds a lot like Devil, and a house called Hell Hall, Cruella was presenting a crazy face to the world long before she actually did anything wrong. The reckless driving was another dead giveaway. However, paying two heavies to break into your old school friend's house, steal her dogs, skin them, and turn them into coats is insane. And frankly, evil behavior.
Not 1 shilling till the job's done.
Jasper.
You understand?
Jasper. But it's here in the blinking papers. Pictures and all.
Hang the papers. It'll be forgotten tomorrow.
I don't like it, Jasper.
Buying, borrowing, and stealing 101 puppies in total is even more ludicrous. Why did she even need those extra 15 puppies? And does anyone really love fur that much?
My only true love, darling. I live for furs. I worship furs. After all, is there a woman in all this wretched world who doesn't?
Number 6. Yzma, the Emperor's New Groove. Unexpected, semi-realistic villains with complicated motivations and tragic backstories are all very well. But Yzma's none of those things, and we love her for it.
I can't believe this is happening!
Then I bet you weren't expecting this.
No!
Aha!
Oh, okay.
She's already sick of Emperor Kuzco, so when he tries to put her out to pasture, she decides to do away with him. She plans to enjoy it, too. Of course, this being a comedy, her hapless assistant Kronk makes an unfortunate error, and Yzma's scheme goes awry.
This isn't poison. This is extract of llama! Ugh.
You know, in my defense, your poisons all look alike. You might think about relabeling some of them.
Everything from her character design to her voice, provided by the one and only Eartha Kitt, makes Yzma iconic. Unhinged is the perfect descriptor for this fabulously evil grande dame, even in her kitten form.
No, don't drop it!
I'm not going to drop it, you fool. I'm going to drink it. And once I turn back into my beautiful self, I'm going to kill you!
Number 5. Madam Mim, the Sword in the Stone. With Madam Mim, the clue's kind of in the name. The eccentric antagonist of The Sword in the Stone just loves being evil. To her, it's all a game.
I'm mad about games, you know. Well, come on. Get going, boy. You gotta keep on your toes in this game.
Life's horrors bring her joy, and spreading a little fear is her favorite pastime. If Merlin represents wisdom, decency, and the order of things, Mim is chaos and immorality in action.
She was going to destroy me. And just what are you gonna do about it? Want to fight? Want to have a wizard's duel?
She's bad to the bone, and she embraces it, the very definition of a wicked witch. Her duel with Merlin is one of the movie's highlights, and it's more unhinged by the moment. Morally gray characters may be in vogue, but Mim's magic is gloriously black, and so is her heart.
Now, Mim, no dragons, remember?
Did I say no purple dragons? Did I?
Number 4. Ursula, the Little Mermaid. The Sea Witch combines some of the most memorable Disney villain qualities while bringing a little something of her own.
And don't underestimate the importance of body language. Ha!
She's a power-hungry wannabe tyrant, a wicked witch, and a master manipulator. She boasts a cold heart, a hot temper, phenomenal magic powers, and all the sass and sarcasm of a drag queen.
I admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, seen the light, and made a switch to yes.
Unhinged? Without a doubt, although it takes the death of her precious babies, Flotsam and Jetsam, to really set her off. In the final moments before her defeat, Ursula really lets that freak flag fly. And she would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
You pitiful, insignificant fool!
Number 3. Hades, Hercules. As god of the underworld, with eternity to spend in the shadow of his big brother, Hades has had a lot of time to build up resentment. That resentment manifests in a number of ways, all of which make a case for his lack of sanity.
People are gonna get hurt, aren't they?
Nah, I mean, it's a possibility. It happens because, it's war, but what can I tell you? Anyway, what do you owe these people, huh?
We love the fast-talking, quippy Hades, but his attitude isn't always appropriate for the situation. He's creative with his killing techniques, liking a spectacle. When it all goes wrong, though, his temper is something to behold. Whether he's releasing the Titans or torturing Hercules with the Hydra, Hades is an expert at making crazy look cool.
I swear to you, Hades, when I get out of it.
I'm the one giving orders now, Bolt Boy, and I think I'm gonna like it here.
Number 2. Jafar, Aladdin. Jafar is another villain who presents a respectable face to the world and keeps his crazy hidden beneath the surface, at least at first. It isn't until the end of the film that we see him at his most unhinged.
Jafar, you vile betrayer!
That Sultan, vile betrayer to you!
Oh yeah? We'll just see about that.
Finders keepers, boo-boo.
As Grand Vizier, Jafar plots to become Sultan, but when he gets his wish, it's just not enough for him. As he gains more power, his methods of torture become more creative, growing more deranged by the minute. In the end, however, Jafar's greed makes him vulnerable to manipulation. If he'd taken the time to stop and think, he might have realized that wishing to become a genie is a crazy thing to do.
You wanted to be a genie? You got it! And everything that goes with it.
No! No! I'm getting out of here!
Phenomenal cosmic powers!
Come on, you're the genie! I love
Itty bitty living space.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Heffalumps and Woozles, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Everything about them is unhinged.
They're green, they're blue, they're pink, they're white, they're round, they're square.
They're a terrible sight.
They tie themselves in horrible knots.
They come in stripes or polka dots.
Beware, 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 beware.
Agent Pleakley and Dr. Jumba Jukiba, Lilo and Stitch. Gotta love a mad scientist and a mosquito enthusiast.
Stop! I have just determined this situation to be far too hazardous.
Don't worry, I won't hit her.
No! That girl is a part of the mosquito food chain. Here, educate yourself.
Edgar, the Aristocats. Couldn't he have just waited for the cats to die?
You are going to Timbuktu if it's the last thing I do.
Tamatoa, Moana. He was a drab little crab once.
You can try, but you can't expect a demigod to be to take a part. Look it up. You will die. Now it's time for me to take a part. You're aching hard.
Chernabog, Fantasia. He's just a demon going about his business. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Queen of Hearts, Alice in Wonderland. She's not the scariest villain or the fairest of them all, but this evil queen is still an icon. Mostly because she's completely mad.
Never mind all that. Get to the part where I lose my temper.
As the ruler of Wonderland, she manages to reach new heights of unhinged even among her own subjects, and that's saying something. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare are nutty by nature. Even the card soldiers seem to be living in a world of their own. But in this topsy-turvy world, one thing everyone can agree on is that the queen is on another level.
I'm trying to find my way home.
Your way? Always here are my ways.
Her moods are erratic, and although she may smile to your face, you can never let your guard down. One false move, and it's off with your head.
Yes, my child. Off with her!
Consider, my dear, we've called no witnesses. Couldn't we hear maybe one or two? Huh? Maybe?
Oh, very well. But get on with it!
Which Disney villain would you least like to meet down a dark alley? Let us know in the comments.
Don't turn your back on me, Scar.
Oh no, Mufasa. Perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on me.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.